Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. Once again, we're reading some more Reddit stories that are fun, but also definitely concerning, and it's going to be a good time. Thank you for being here. Subscribe if you want to. And let's get into the first one that says, am I the a-hole for refusing to sleep in my boyfriend's dirty bed? Last night, I, 41 female, had planned to stay the night at my boyfriend's place, 39, who lives about an hour away from me. We went out to watch a band play, had a good time, and grabbed some food on the way back. My boyfriend knows that I'm particular about the bed, and I almost always change his bed sheets when I come over because he rarely changes them. Well, last night when I was going to change the bed, he wouldn't let me. He had a dirty, ripped up fitted sheet that wasn't even stretched over the entire mattress, leaving half of it bare, and the side that was covered was full of big holes revealing the dirty mattress underneath. I told him there was no way that I was sleeping in a bed like that, and I asked him to let me fix it. It would have taken me a couple of minutes and he didn't even have to do anything. He said the bed was fine, turned out the lights and then hopped in. I continued to beg him to let me put fresh sheets on, and I threatened to drive home, but he said that I was being ridiculous. I asked if I could get a blanket to lie on the couch, and he threw a dirty stained mattress cover at me and said, use this. So I left and I drove all the way home at 2 a.m. We had planned to go to his family's the next morning, but I told him as I was leaving that I wasn't driving all the way back. The next morning he was calling me asking me why I wasn't at his family's. I told him that I wasn't driving all the way back after having to drive home last night. He said that I was rude for not going to his family's and is now mad at me. Wait, so your boyfriend is 39 and this is the way that he lives? No, you're not the a-hole OP. That is so nasty. Yeah, like the top comment says, any boyfriend or girlfriend who cares about their partner's comfort would make a decent effort to provide them with a clean bed to sleep on. That this man expects you to sleep on a dirty mattress with sheets that are dirty and torn speaks quite plainly to the level of effort that he's willing to go to in order for you to be comfortable. And to add to that, he's actively preventing you from making yourself comfortable, even though it would cost him nothing more than a few minutes and absolutely no effort from him. Think about that, not the a-hole. Yeah, and also like the comment below that says, can I just add, this is unacceptable in a 20-year-old. Dude is almost 40 and still can't figure out clean sheets. Run. Yeah, that's what gets me about it. Like, bro, you can't be 40 living like this. Like, come on, you've got to be better than that. And also the fact that he wouldn't even let you fix it. Like, he should have been so happy and so grateful that you were willing to help. But what, you fixing it for him is still not allowed? Okay, post number 2 is a post that has 2 updates, so let's read all of it. Am I the a-hole for wanting to give up my son after discovering that he isn't mine? Oh, that's so sad. The situation is nothing short of a cluster. I'm angry, I'm depressed and sad. I don't know what to do. I'm using a throwaway account. I, 32 male, am shattered and I don't know where to turn. My wife passed away last month, only 7 months after giving birth to our son. She developed peripartum cardiomyopathy, a rare and severe form of heart failure that can occur in the months following childbirth. Despite the doctor's best efforts, she didn't survive. Losing her so suddenly has left me heartbroken and I'm in a state of constant grief. 3 weeks ago, my wife's best friend came over to visit. She was visibly nervous and eventually told me that she had something sensitive to share. After some hesitation, she revealed that my wife had confided in her that she'd been unfaithful around the time our son was conceived and that there was a chance that he might not be mine. I was stunned and angry. My wife's best friend was telling me this only weeks after my wife's death, and it felt like an attempt to tarnish her memory and I couldn't believe it. I told her to leave and to not come back, convinced that she was lying or trying to shift blame onto me somehow. The whole thing felt like a betrayal and I tried to push the thought out of my mind. But once the idea was planted, it wouldn't go away. I kept on wondering, what if she was telling the truth? After days of tormenting myself with the possibility, I decided to get a DNA test. It was not an easy decision. I felt guilty for even considering it, but I needed closure. Yesterday, the results came back and my worst fears were confirmed. My son is not biologically mine. Now I'm in turmoil. I loved my wife and I wanted to believe our son was a piece of her and me together, but knowing that he's not biologically mine has left me feeling lost and betrayed. I keep looking at him, trying to feel the same bond, but the pain of my wife's infidelity is so fresh and I don't know if I'll ever be able to move past it. I feel awful even considering it, but I don't even know if I can raise him on my own. The betrayal that I feel is overwhelming and I don't know if I'm capable of giving him the love and care that he deserves. It's breaking my heart and I feel like a failure, but I also feel like I'm not equipped to give him the life that he deserves. Am I the a-hole? Edit, I hadn't thought of contacting the friend, but I will now. The replies have really solidified what I've been feeling. The child is innocent, but I don't think I'd be able to love or care for him as well as I should. Informing the family will be my first step and then contacting the affair partner, if possible. Adoption is going to be my last resort. Many of you may believe that I'm a monster, but put yourself into my situation. I hope you all understand. Edit number 2, so I called her friend and I apologized for my behavior, but I also asked her why she didn't inform me as soon as she knew. She said that her loyalties laid with her friend more than me. Okay, fine. I asked her about the affair partner. She said that she doesn't know as it was a one-time event. Apparently it happened during her work time, whatever that meant, and during daytime as she'd been told. I mean, I'm not not fully understanding, but it seems like she banged a guy when she was supposed to be working. Many of you are suggesting that I go through her phone or other social contacts, but I don't know any passwords. I never doubted her. We weren't controlling of each other, and we had and gave plenty of privacy. The next step is going to be informing the family, both mine and hers. I'm adding as well that I don't hate the baby, and I'm not so deranged that I'd throw him out of the house. Whatever happens, happens according to the procedure. I'm not going to instantly abandon a kid just because he isn't mine. Okay, so there are 2 more updates to this, but first of all, wow, that's so awful. Like, I knew this was going to be a sad one, but holy. This comment says, not the a-hole, it's not the child's fault. You should tell your wife's family so that they can take him. I worry if you raise him that you'll always resent him. I'm sorry for your loss and for your wife's betrayal. Please get therapy so you can heal. Best of luck, OP. Update 1. Thank you to everybody who reached out with advice and support. I did not get to respond to every message, but I really do appreciate it. After finding out that my son isn't biologically mine, I decided to tell both my family and my in-laws. My family was shocked and angry about everything, but they stood by me. My in-laws were also shocked, but they didn't believe it at first. They asked to see the DNA test results, and after seeing them, they suggested that we do a second test with both families present just to be sure. They said that if it confirmed that he isn't mine, my late wife's sister, who has a 4-year-old daughter, would adopt him, and I could take my name off the birth certificate if I wanted. I agreed, and we did the test yesterday. Results should come back in about a week. Honestly, I am relieved with how things are playing out. There hasn't been any drama, and everybody's been understanding. I have also talked to a lawyer who said that getting my name off the certificate should be straightforward with the test results. Thank you all again for the support, and for those who offered to adopt him, I'm sorry, but your kindness means a lot. I'll update when the final results are in. Yeah, like this comment says, my goodness, OP, after this horrible ordeal, I truly hope you can find peace. Best wishes. Okay, the final update. Baby's gone. The results came back 2 days ago. As expected, I'm still not the father. By the time the results came in, I'd already picked up most of the baby's things. My mum was staying with me, helping me take care of the baby and keeping me sane during all of this. This morning, my late wife's parents and sister and brother-in-law came to pick him up. The handover was smooth except for a snarky comment from my wife's sister. She said I seemed too eager to let the baby go. I didn't respond, there was no point, but it stung. Despite that, my in-laws, her parents, were supportive during this, and they told me that going no contact would be best for everybody involved. It's painful, but I think it's the right choice. I hugged them goodbye and they left. They're good people and I will miss them. Now the house feels empty. My mum went back home today but is going to return tomorrow to stay for about a week until things settle. And to be honest, I feel relieved. Call me what you want to, but I'm finally breathing again. This whole ordeal has been exhausting, but knowing that I can start fresh does feel like a weight off my shoulders. As for the belongings of my wife, I gave her jewelry to my in-laws. They didn't want anything else except for a few trinkets and pictures, so they told me that I could sell or donate the rest. I haven't decided what to do with it yet, but I'll figure it out. I didn't respond to comments on my last post because the hate was overwhelming and I was exhausted. My DMs were flooded with some of the vilest stuff imaginable, just because I chose not to raise a child that isn't mine and conceived through infidelity. To those who supported me, thank you. Your words helped me make decisions that I wasn't confident about before. And to those who criticized me, I appreciate the perspective. Even if I didn't agree, it did make me think. For now, I'm taking a break from dating and focusing on myself. Maybe I'll buy a bike and get back into riding or hit the gym again. I need to move forward. I'll be keeping this account for about a week before I delete it. Thank you again to those who took the time to support or challenge me. It's been a hell of a journey. Wow, OP. I can't believe what we just read. Yeah, like this comment says, you made the right call for the baby and for yourself. The baby is in the hands of people who love them the way they deserve to be loved. And because of the circumstances of their conception, that wasn't you. Good luck moving forward. Yeah, I can't even imagine how awful this would feel. First of all, you lose your wife, and then you realize that your wife cheated on you, and your child isn't even yours. Yeah, all the best, OP. The next one that we're going to read says, am I the a-hole for telling my pregnant friend that I can't stand her complaining anymore? I want to start off by saying that I, female 29, am 7 months pregnant myself. My friend Cassie, 25 female, is also pregnant and about 7 weeks ahead of me. At first, it was awesome being pregnant together. We'd vent about stuff, talk about how excited we were, and plan mummy-to-be dates. But now her attitude has been rubbing me the wrong way, and I can't stand talking to her about it anymore. She's gone from occasional venting to texting me upwards of 5 times a day about every horrible symptom that she has. What bothers me is that I also have a lot of the same irritating pregnancy symptoms, but when I try to sympathize, she pulls the, oh, just wait until you're at so-and-so weeks card, as if it's some strange competition. Oh yeah, they're not the first person to turn complaining into a competition. A lot of people do stuff like this, so I dropped the sympathy angle, and I decided to just send her positive messages instead. But she totally sidesteps my attempts at positivity for my suggestions and complains about something else. Yeah, of course. For example, if I suggested a medicine I took for heartburn, she'd reply, nah, I'll just throw up. If I tried to suggest that she take some time off work because she's clearly unhappy, she'd reply, I can't, I don't have enough sick days. Which is fair, I guess, but it gets old pretty fast being shot down over and over. She ignores all of my upbeat messages about staying strong and that she's almost there and that she can do it, and replies with, I'm miserable instead. What pushed me over the edge is that she also stopped asking me about my pregnancy completely. Never checks in with me, never asks me about my baby, and when I try to share anything positive, she hardly acknowledges it. I went from feeling like we were in it together to feeling like she's the only pregnant one. I finally snapped when she texted me about her swollen ankles for the 20th time and said that I'm already anxious enough with my own due date creeping up and that her negativity is ruining my own pregnancy. I told her that I'm not feeling great either, but I'm not sending her lists of ailments every morning, and I suggested that she start venting to her husband instead. I obviously hurt her feelings. She read it and hasn't spoken to me since. I feel completely justified, but my husband said that I shouldn't have said anything, that she's clearly struggling more, and that I should basically treat her with pity because she's so unhappy. No, husband. I think she's a total downer and I don't need that energy weighing me down. But now I'm wondering if I'm being insensitive because she is so close to giving birth and clearly having more complications than I am. Am I the a-hole? No, you're not the a-hole, and she is turning it into a competition. Like, even if she is struggling more, which she might not be, OP, how does that really excuse any of this anyway? Yeah, like this comment says, does she think she's the first pregnant person ever? She sounds obnoxious. The last trimester of pregnancy sucks for everybody. I guarantee that once her baby's born, she's gonna act like she's the only one kept up all night by a newborn, and then the only one whose baby cries a lot from teething, and then the only one with a toddler who throws random tantrums. The list goes on, and you're not the a-hole. And congratulations. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but stuff like this is so common. People feeling like they're the only person that deals with something, or they're the only person that has it hard, or they're the only person that's struggling with something. Like, I'm not a fan of what your husband said, OP. The second top comment says, not the a-hole. This sounds like a real pain to deal with, and you've already got enough of those. Venting is the kind of thing that should either be brief or mutual. Hers is all the time, and all about her, which is not okay. Yeah, that's such a good point. If all somebody does is vent to you, it gets toxic so fast. Also, mention to your husband that she isn't actually clearly struggling more, as you deal with all the same problems that she does, as you mentioned up top, and you don't have the bandwidth to play silent listening ear on top of that. If she wants to have an actual conversation where you both heard, she knows where to find you. Yeah, husband, on top of what your wife's dealing with already, your wife needs to sit and listen to her friend complain all the time? Nah. How about you go listen to her, dude? Yeah, this comment, not the a-hole, even if she is miserable, even if she does think she's warning you, it's clearly too much. You are not her emotional punching bag, and she sounds like an energy vampire. I'm definitely going to steal that term. Energy vampire is so good. I would reach out and calmly explain that you need her to know that you love and care for her, but the complaining is taking a toll and filling you with dread for your own pregnancy. Say that she doesn't ask about you and it feels too lopsided to always focus on her because her baby is coming sooner. Also, is that going to be the norm as your kids grow up? Hers may crawl first so she gets complaining rights. Let her know that you've set boundaries with other people about what you want to talk about or hear, and to stay friends and to stay in touch, you need her to stop whining to you about her symptoms. Yeah, that's such a good comment, and it's so true. Like, it's super toxic. And yeah, is it gonna stop after the pregnancy? I bet it doesn't. Like the comment said, you're not her emotional punching bag. And also, good on you for standing up for yourself, OP. Hopefully your husband changes their attitude on this. And yeah, congratulations. The next one says, am I the a-hole because I cancelled a Christmas trip to Disney for my girlfriend's kids? Maybe it'll be ex-girlfriend soon. Ashley and I have been together for 3 years. Her kids are 9 and 12. I get along with them and they're good kids. I'm not their dad, but they are polite and respectful. My parents have bought them Christmas and birthday gifts ever since they met. I had a good year and I wanted to do something nice for the kids. Ashley and I talked about it and we're going to take the kids to Disney World for Christmas. The problem is that her ex wants to pitch in and come as well with his wife and their kid. I don't really want to go on a holiday with this guy and his family. I talked to Ashley and I said that I'd prefer if it was just us, since this is our first big family holiday. She said that her ex really wanted to be there for the kids' first trip to Disney. We argued and I gave in. Then the plan was told to me. He really can't afford to stay where we were going to stay, so he and Ashley decided that I should change our reservation and stay somewhere cheaper. Fine, I don't really care. I wanted to treat the kids to something awesome, but as long as we stay somewhere nice, then I'm happy. We chose a good neighbor hotel at Disney Springs. It's nice and still allows for early entrance and has character events and such. It turns out that what was supposed to happen was I cancel our reservations at the Grand Floridian and use the money to pay for an extra suite at the other hotel. Their idea of him pitching in was paying for flights for his wife and kid. I said, no. Ashley said that the kids really want their dad there. I said that he was welcome to take them. She said that I was being cheap since I could afford to do this. I can, but that's not the point. I do not want to do this. I can afford to do a lot of stuff. I only do them if I want to do so. We had a big fight and I gave her the tickets for her and the kids to go, and I cancelled the flights and the hotel. Now she's mad at me because she went through all the trouble and expense of getting the kids passports and luggage and stuff. I told her to tell me what that cost is and I'll reimburse her. Her ex called me to say that I was being a prick and hurting his kids. I said it probably hurt them more when he had a kid with another woman and then left their mum to go be with her. I don't think I'm in the wrong here, but maybe an outside opinion would help. P.S. Her ex is a manipulative piece of crap. He still tries to control her and I'm sick of it. The top comment says, your girlfriend, not wife, expects you to pay for her ex-husband and his affair partner or wife and all of their kids to fly to the US and pay for their hotel and resort tickets? She must be out of her damn mind. Not the a-hole. The second top comment says, not the a-hole. A gift that you're gifting shouldn't be on somebody else's terms. Yeah, that's such a good point. The comment below that says, not the a-hole. He wants you to pay for his hotel by downgrading yours. Lol, did he expect you to pay for his passes too? What a leech. And OP said he's a real piece of work. And like the comment below that says, why is she taking his side on this? That's sus AF. Yes, so many red flags here. Like, Ashley, what are you talking about? OP's meant to pay for your cheating ex because they've got the money. That's the only reason you can come up with? Calling OP cheap because they don't want to? Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole. Are you her boyfriend or their ATM? This comment says, the audacity of her calling you cheap when you were willing to take both of her kids to Disney entirely on your dime, but because you didn't want to pay for her cheating ex and the scallywag that he cheated on her with, now you're cheap? She doesn't deserve crap from you. You should have left her right where you found her. This comment says, what's wrong with your girlfriend? Which normal person would want to go on a holiday with her ex and his family? She's fighting with you for him? Weird. Yeah, you're not the a-hole OP and I don't feel like you should stay with her. There are so many red flags here. The next one says, girlfriend has 250 grand in student loans. I'm 26 male. I've been dating my girlfriend for 3 years. I found out that she's got 250 grand in student loans. In 6 months, her payments are going to start and realistically, they're going to be around 2,800 a month. She has a bachelor's degree in education and ideally wants to become a teacher. Realistically, salary-wise, she'd be making around 50,000 a year and she is in the process of looking for a job. I work in finance and I currently make 100 a year. Objectively, she's an extremely attractive woman, but displays no motivation to pay off her loans. I've asked her about it a few times before, but she brushes it off like it's no big deal and displays no motivation to pay it off. That it's our debt and we'll address it at a later date. Whoa! Red flag. It's our debt and we'll address it at a later date. So to make a long story short, I dumped her. Fundamentally, I can't deal with that kind of dead weight in a relationship, and I think that ideally your significant other should be there to build you up, not bring you down. Am I the a-hole? She said it was our debt. Right, okay. So what, are you the a-hole for breaking up with her? No, I guess not. Like this comment says, not the a-hole. This will only get worse with credit cards and other types of debt. Yeah, having the attitude of it's our debt. Whoa, like no it isn't. OP said she went to a place called Drexel. It's like 70 to 80 grand a year and it's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, right, okay. No, I don't feel like you're the a-hole OP. It's definitely a red flag that they said it's our debt. And yeah, with that sort of attitude, stuff like that is never gonna get better. It's gonna get worse. This comment says she was hoping that you'll just fix it. But that's a huge burden to put on you. Yeah, an unbelievably huge burden. The next one says, am I the a-hole for ghost sourcing my co-worker who always steals my lunch? I've got a co-worker, Mike 30 male, who constantly steals people's food from the office fridge, including mine. I've caught him red-handed twice, but he always plays dumb or says, oh, I thought it was mine. HR has done nothing since there isn't any proof, and it's not really worth escalating. Last week, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I made a special lunch of pasta with extra hot ghost pepper sauce. For context, I handle spice pretty well, but this stuff is pretty lethal for the unprepared. I clearly labeled the container with my name and I put it in the fridge. Sure enough, within an hour, Mike was coughing, red-faced, and downing water at his desk. He yelled at me, asking me why I brought hazardous food to work and accused me of trying to hurt him. I calmly replied that it was my lunch, clearly labeled, and asked him why he ate it if he knew that it wasn't his. Now some co-workers are calling me petty and saying that I overreacted while Mike was definitely joking. What do you mean Mike was joking? Joking by stealing your food all the time? Joking about what? While others think that Mike deserved it. HR sent out a generic email about fridge etiquette, but hasn't directly addressed him. Mike hasn't stolen anything since, but he is giving me dirty looks and avoiding me. Am I the a-hole for my spicy lunch? No, and now Mike's avoiding you? Who cares? Oh, well maybe there's consequences to actions. Oh, maybe you shouldn't be stealing people's food. Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole. How is he joking by eating other people's food? Even once, let alone regularly. Do they even know what a joke is? Yeah, you're not the a-hole OP, and that's enough for today. That was such a beautiful episode, and I hope you had a good time today. I've got a cute, wholesome meme to show you before you go. A person worth fighting for. The person reading this. Oh, that's so beautiful, isn't it? And it's so true. You are worth fighting for, everybody. You're amazing, and you're doing a great job, even if you don't realize it. So beautiful, and so nice to read that after what we've read. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you had a wonderful time today. If you did and you want to, feel free to subscribe. And the comment of the day goes to Spider Gamer. Day 161 of telling the Vincey fam god-awful jokes I've heard on the internet. What do you call an alligator wearing a vest? An investigator. Oh, that's so funny. Like, that's genuinely funny. I don't feel like that's god-awful. Maybe a little bit awful, but it's pretty funny at the same time. And thank you for commenting that, Spider Gamer. And thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!